We are learning President Biden is set to speak next week in Philadelphia about his administration's plans, to, quote, protect the sacred constitutional right to vote. That's according to a source familiar with the matter. And that is where we will begin with NBC's Monica Alba covering the White House. I also want to bring in Priscilla Thompson in Texas, where voting rights is coming to a head at a special session there. So, Monica, this news, and again, breaking right here on MSNBC from our reporting and your team's reporting, that President Biden will deliver this much hinted about speech that the White House had been previewing, if you will, for weeks. There is now a date and a time and a theme. Tell us about it.
That's right, Hallie. Tuesday in Philadelphia, the president will be making this major address on the topic of voting rights. It's something he said he wanted to tour the country and discuss, particularly given what we've seen at the state level in Texas, where Priscilla is, for example. But that was something a couple of weeks ago that the White House said we still need to work out the details because there's still a lot of debate over what the best path forward is, given that current legislation is quite stalled on Capitol Hill. So yesterday, the White House invited many leaders of civil rights organizations to come and meet with the president and vice president behind closed doors. They had scheduled about an hour for that meeting, and really it ran closer to almost 2 hours discussing all of this in the context of what should come next. And I'm told that the White House really wanted to wait to have that key input from stakeholders before making a decision about this speech. They wanted to incorporate a lot of their thoughts. So we did learn from many of them who came out and spoke, the heads of the National Urban League, National Action Network, NAACP Legal Defense Fund, for instance, and they said that their message was we need to have a summer of action, that this is a critical time, and they did tell the president, we would like you to do more and use all of your bully pulpit and power in order to try to amplify this issue. So that's exactly what we're going to see on Tuesday. Yesterday, Vice President Harris announced a new investment from the DNC in terms of expanding the I Will Vote campaign. So they are also working on trying to get this politically, of course, significant ahead of the 2022 midterms, Hallie.
Priscilla, I want to go to you in a second. I've heard reflected from people who are talking about voting rights that they wanted to see President Biden flex his muscles a little bit more. Is it your sense that this speech on Tuesday in Philadelphia that you and the team are reporting now first here on MSNBC is just the beginning? Like, do you see that as the starting point, or is that encapsulating, the whole of the efforts at this moment?
The way the White House has framed it is they want to go particularly to the birthplace of our democracy, Philadelphia, a place that is also quite significant to Joe Biden personally. It's where he held many of his important campaign events. So he's going to go there, we are told, to lay out what the next steps are. So no, this is definitely not the final word on voting rights, and we will likely hear him talk about what he would like to see happen in terms of making this legislation a reality. But if that doesn't happen, the major question is, what else can the White House do? Are there more executive actions that the president could take? That's something else that these civil rights leaders said they discussed. And I asked them personally after they came out after the meeting, how much of this conversation focused on potential filibuster reform or a carve-out for things like voting rights, like police reform. And I was told by one of the members in that meeting, of course, that came up. It was part of the conversation. In fact, he told me that that always comes up in the discussion when you're talking about these issues, because that's one of the levers potentially to pull, but that they didn't want to get out ahead of the White House in terms of what the president may say on that. As we know, he has not wanted to wade into that because, in fact, not all Democrats are on board currently with trying to change that. But I do think that is where a little bit of the conversation is going to be shifting to, if, again, much of what they would like to see cured by some of the potential laws that are on the books that can't become a reality, can't proceed, they're left with this answer of then what else can you do besides organizing? And in the words of these civil rights leaders, this is an issue that is a constitutional crisis, and they said we can't simply just organize our way out of this, Hallie.